Tune in to The Lone Wolf Show. Join us as we embark an enchanting journey with the most renowned pagans of our time. From visionary authors who weave magic with words to musicians whose melodies echo the ancient rhythms of the earth, and witchcraft teachers who unlock the mysteries of the old way. With contemporary and historical witchcraft, man. Meet the authors who pen the spells and captivate our souls, man. Listen to the musicians who strum the strings of Gaia herself, the straight spirit and raw. Learn from the teachers who illuminate the path of hidden knowledge. Don't miss the exclusive series and interviews where mysticism meets the microphone, only on The Lone Wolf Show, man, where magic happens, man, and Witchcraft TV comes. Every weekday, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Witchcraft TV.
3, 2, 1.
Lone Wolf Show, you already know, man. I'm the Lone Wolf, and I got a really cool guest, man. The arch priestess of the Aquarian Tabernacle Church, coming all the way from Index, Washington. What's up, Bella?
Hey, Harold, how are you doing tonight? Thank you for having me.
Doing great. I'm doing great, and you're doing great, and you're doing great things. I heard that you might be going to Las Vegas. Is that true?
Oh, heck yeah. This week I'm leaving Wednesday night, and I'm going to take the car and enjoy the beautiful West Coast sky. I mean, it's just a beautiful drive from here to Vegas in the desert and all of that. And then I'm going to go do the soiree with Marissa Day Radia in Vegas, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And then I'll be hanging out with Jason Mankey at Oberon Zell, and my husband Dusty's
Tune in to The Lone Wolf Show.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm doing 2 seances.
Oh, tell me about that.
2 seances. Well, the veil is thinning, and it's really powerful connection this year. It's like I got a telephone. I got a call in New Orleans, and I talked to this lady's dead grandfather like he was standing in the room, and I did a seance what is today, a Sunday? Yeah, yesterday. And it was really powerful. I'm excited to go to Vegas where there's so much power and the spirits are already really high, to do 2 seances and get to speak to the dead and share messages, send love across the veil, and help people with, those unfinished businesses that they have with the other side.
So what does a seance with Belladonna Laveau look like? What kind of tools are you using? Are you using tools at all, or how's this all going down?
I don't need to use tools. I just can call them up. Persephone is one of my ladies, so I work very closely with the dead, and I can talk to them if I need to at will. And then if I'm going to have a seance, though, for everybody else, I do ritual and we cast sacred space. Then we open the West Quarter and invite the dead in that have business with the people at hand. Not just anybody, not just any dead people, right? Like any souls that have business with the people at hand, not everybody that is your relative, so that it's not unwieldy. If just the people that come that we call, we can talk to them. It's like a telephone game. You don't want too many people in the room. So then I ask everybody to call out the name of the people that they want to come. And then we ask them to partake of the offerings that we have set in the middle of the table. And then we talk to each one of them in turn. And then we invite them to go back across the veil. And when I say invite, I mean we get them the heck out of there and back across the veil and seal it all up real nice and tight. And then we say thank you to the Lord and Lady and dismiss the circle. You're muted.
Thanks, Bella. Do you find yourself in your communication with Persephone heightened around Samhain time of the year?
Yes. Well, this is her time. And so, yes, it's very much the spiritual time of the year. There's other time of the year that you sometimes you could just get caught up in working. But this time of the year, it's a lot more prevalent. Now at the Mother Church, there's ghosts always here, as you got to experience with Pete, Harold. Pete is here. And Pete will let you know that he's in the room. He's a lightning god. He lives in the electricity.
So can I tell a quick ghost story about the ATC Mother Church?
Yeah.
Okay, so my ghost story with the ATC Mother Church is, well, when I took a shower, you step into the shower and there's a light like above you, and there's like I didn't see any switches, but
No.
every time that I would step in the shower, the light comes on. So it's like, okay, thanks. I mean, the first time it was like, okay, that was kind of weird. Maybe there's a short in here or something, right? And then I'm like, pay no mind or whatever. Then I did it a second time, and it was like, well, then I waited like 15 seconds, and then I was like, okay, right. And then it started to be like almost, well, actually, no, not even almost. Every single time I just walk in there. So, to explain it, I don't know that I can. I mean, is there like electromagnetic, like, I don't know, energy coming off of me that's like shorting this light to come on or off? I just thought it
So
was that's my ghost story.
that used to turn on it was just one of the regular bathroom lights. You turn the lights on in the bathroom lights will be on. And the closet's the same way. If you don't turn the bathroom light on and you try to turn the closet light on, it won't come on because they're all connected to that one main switch. And Pete is a funny guy. He likes to mess with people. And so he turns the light on in the shower to let you know he can see you naked. That's just how he is. He thinks it's funny. And so he does it every time. And I have tested him, Harold. I've been like, okay, Pete, if it's really you, I want you to not turn the light on so that I can just prove it. Just prove it to me so that I don't have to question it anymore. And I stood there and I showered in the dark, and I stood there and I showered in the dark, and I showered in the dark. And I was like, all right, Pete, okay, if it's you, go ahead and turn it on now. And the light came on immediately. And I was like, okay, I won't question it anymore. I accept that you're still here with me. Thank you so much. Keep me out of trouble. Help me make good choices for the church. I told him before he died, I said, you don't got to go. I talk to dead people. You can hang out. And he does tell me when there are, like, one time the guys came in and they were all like not arguing, but they couldn't figure out a problem. And I got the whole schematic in my head when they walked in the door. And by the time they got to the kitchen, I said, Pete just told me what to do. And I told them what I didn't even know what they were working on. And I told them what to do, and they were like, wow, that's amazing. And that's how the lights got hung up. The lights that are across the top of the back, that's how they got hung up. So it's really nice to have him here. He does things for the house, but he's also shorted out all the stuff in the kitchen and the hot tub because he's mouthy and the electricity can't take it. So yeah, I miss him. I'm glad he's still here. I'm glad that you get to experience him too. One time, Harold, so there was a kid staying in the um dining hall, which you know what the dining hall is. Raven and her two children were in there, and something happened, and the kid said, Pete, if you're there, turn the light on. And he turned the light on, and the other kid went, oh, Pete, we're trying to sleep. And then the light went back off, and they were like, okay, now there's a ghost in the room with us, and had to deal with the realization that no, there really is a ghost in the room with you. He used to stand over me at night and watch me sleep, and I would wake up and be like, well, God, that's creepy. You can't do that. Stop doing that. So, but he's funny. He has a sense of humor. He'll mess with you.
So you headed to Las Vegas,
Vegas.
and you're going to be doing a seance with Obronzel, Marissa Diarradia, all really cool people. And if I left out anybody, I apologize. All
Jason
cool.
Mankey, Dusty
Jason Mankey,
Joan. I don't know who the musical guest is, but I think she has one.
really cool. So we've had all of those folks on the Lone Wolf Show, and they're great company. You're about to have a blast, man.
Oh yeah.
So that's really cool. Um, what else is going on in Vegas?
In Vegas? Well, I'm going to get to see Gypsy. Gypsy's coming down. My daughter's in Vegas, and I'm going to get to spend some time with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go and hang out with some students of Gypsy just north of Vegas, and I'm going to look for aliens. And I'm going to go to the Red Rocks. I'm so excited. I got so many things planned, and it's
Yeah.
really nice that I can take this little vacation because we have Hecate Sickle Festival coming up, and I am so excited about Hecate Sickle Festival. It's going to be a lot of fun and deeply spiritual. Deeply spiritual. Harold, there's this really cool little skull glass. Have you seen it?
Yep. Yes.
I'll send you a video. Oh my God, it is adorable. And so the Deep Nine and the Pneumonia are the two rituals that Hecate asks you to do for her every month. The Deep Nine is about emptying yourself of all of the whatever trauma problems that you have throughout the month and making way for the new. And then in the pneumonia, it's the new moon. The dark moon is the deep nine. And then the pneumonia at the new moon, you receive blessings and open yourself up for what Hecate has in store for you next. And each moon cycle is a journey. And, it starts with her and ends with her. And that's kind of what Hecate worship's all about. And for the rest of the time, she kind of hangs out in the shadows unless she needs something. And then she'll be like, hey, turn left at the next corner, kind of thing. So we're going to get to celebrate her on her sacred days, which I'm so excited about. And you get this little skull glass that you drink out of, and you take in her blessings, or you empty yourself, you empty the cup out, you use it as spell work. And we're giving it to everybody and teaching them how to use it at Sickle. That's like your festival token. I'm so excited. You can also buy some if you're not coming to Sickle. I've got them for sale on the Moonstones Gifts, but they're limited. So if you want some, you should go check them out. moonstonesgifts.com. And Hecate Sickle Festival. I'm just going to plug, Harold, Hecate Sickle Festival. Sickle, www. Because if you don't do the www, it doesn't take you there. It's sickle.atcwicca.org. Mm-hmm. If you want to come register and hang out with us at Sickle.
So as we approach like Samhain, and a lot of folks in our community are, depending on where they are on their path, it's kind of like, okay, it's the Muggle Cowan Halloween time, and everyone's dressing up and everything. I mean, what is Samhain to you? Modern times right now, in this moment, what does Samhain really mean to you? How does it resonate with you?
Okay. I'm an astrological witch. So the energy on the wheel right now is what I celebrate. And Samhain is after you have crossed over into the dark half of the year or into the underworld, you are reunited. Like if your wheel of the year is a reflection of a eternity or a lifetime, then you return into the dark half of the year and you return to Persephone, and it's a big party of reconnection with your ancestors. So dressing up like the dead is totally appropriate because we're reconnected with our ancestors, and some of the dead look dead. I love the trick or treating. I really don't like trunk or treating, but it's whatever we can do to preserve the customs in this weird world that we're in today. You certainly can't just go knock on somebody's door that you don't know. So, um, going out and trick or treating is a lot of fun, but also just having parties and dressing up and going out and having a good time is part of it because we are celebrating the lives of our ancestors and we're celebrating the dead. Even in the Hispanic cultures, they like go out and party for the Day of the Dead because we're celebrating their lives. We don't really mourn the dead. We celebrate them in witchcraft. We retell their stories and we put up their picture and we light candles to them and we make their favorite foods and we put it out for them and we have seances so that they can come back and tell us whatever they need us to know because we're not, the dead aren't gone, they're just in the other room. And at this point of the wheel, we're as close to that room as you can get. And so you can kind of hear through the wall, you know? And so it's a celebration of that connection to the dead and what they've done for us and the stories that they've told and the lives that they've lived and to live this one really well so that the same can be said about you.
Is Persephone the goddess of the underworld?
Queen of the underworld.
Queen of the underworld.
Yes. Does that make her the goddess of the underworld? I don't know. She's the goddess of spring. So, queen of the underworld by marriage, goddess of spring, which, brings all kinds of things. The wheel goes round and round, and she comes up every year as newness. So that brings renewal. She brings renewal to the dead. So she is so Persephone, if you think about being in a dark place with no light and being cold and lonely and afraid and by yourself, and then all of a sudden there's this beacon of light and it's warm and it's comforting and it nourishes you, that is Persephone.
So with your communication with Persephone, is it like a visual thing? Is it a verbal thing? Do you hear whispers? Do you have thoughts, or how is the communication described? What's your filters with that?
It's all of that. So there are times when I've physically seen her. There are times where she's appeared to me through other people. There are times where she's appeared to, she's come into my body and spoken to me, or I've just heard her voice, or I've had a vision. There's a lot of different ways that she talks to me. When I was fortunate enough to be her vessel at Spring Mysteries Festival, I learned a lot about the Kore that I did not know because I had always worked with Persephone. And I don't know, we sometimes, as witches, we sometimes discount the power of children and the power of newness and flowers and, what seems to be the lighter side of magic. And so I got to delve into a lot of that and the fertility that she holds feeds from the dead, right? It's a cycle. And it has so many layers of interpretation within your own life of how that manifests. So yeah, her mysteries are deep. But almost completely destroyed. There are very few stories about her. There's the great mysteries, and then there's very little other.
So tell me about Sickle Fest. Who's your headliners? Who's going to be there? What kind of activities is going to be going on? You're going to be celebrating people that are worker bees in the community. Tell me all about that.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, here we go. Celia Farron is going to come and be the musical headliner. I'm so excited about that. She's written a song that she's taken the lyrics from our invocation to Hecate at Spring Mysteries Festival, and she made a song about it, and it is fantastic, and we're going to play it, at the beginning of every ritual, like when people are coming into the room, because it's such a set the mood kind of vibe. And then Mary Malinsky, the Archpriestess of Canada, who's the votary of the Temple of Hecate, which means she is the main wisdom keeper of the Temple of Hecate in Spring Mysteries Festival. And she's going to be holding Hecate while we do these really interesting ancient rituals that are directly descended from Hecate worship. This is not some modern Wiccan. We have written this really cool ritual to Hecate, which are valid because you get a lot of epiphanies out of that. This is an ancient ritual that we have found and brought back to light, where we're going to be asking people to bring things that they don't need anymore because that's part of the ritual. And then rituals to Hecate, charity. We're going to have a really cool banquet. I love to be able to feed people. And at a hotel, they will put out food for you. So we have a free banquet, like it's included in your ticket for everybody on Saturday night, and a bar. Oh my God. You can't really have a bar at a campsite. There's a lot of things that I miss about being able to camp with the volatility of the weather. You just can't. But what I don't miss is the facilities, the accommodations being rustic. And I really am happy about the food and the bar and all of the fun things that you can add to it, because we're going to be able to have a witch's ball with a DJ and a casino night with Temple of Fortuna. We're going to have, oh my goodness, drunken divination, which those of you who went to PantheaCon, there was the Green Fairy Party and there was drunken divination. And then PantheaCon went the way of, I like things do. And we were the ones that did drunken divination. So we're bringing drunken divination to Hecate Sickle Festival, and it's going to be so much fun. And oh, the vending's off the chain. We've got some incredible workshops. The Wild Hunt is coming. Oh my God, I'm going to get to meet Manny Marino and his crew. And I'm so excited because, they do so much for the community. There's a few iconic people in the community who work just across the segment, like you do, Harold, that just help the community learn about each other. And the Wild Hunt has been doing it for a very long time. And so we're going to get to honor them in the award ceremony. They're going to get, and I'll send you the little thing that you can put up about this that announces the awards that they're getting. But he's going to be given and awarded the Order of the Magi, and his whole organization is going to be receiving the Hands of Influence. And he's also getting a group leader award for being someone who leads in this day and age, because Goddess knows that we do not have enough people recognizing our leaders. We're going to be able to give away all of these really cool awards. I have been wanting to do an award ceremony or go to one where somebody else did one for the pagan community for a really long time. And I've seen people do awards ceremonies for authors and for musicians. And I think that those are awesome, and we need to do more of those. But also, I haven't seen any for the people who do groups, for the people who are running things like Witchcraft TV or the Wild Hunt or like Lady Liberty League. There's all of these people doing that kind of work, and they need recognition. So we're having an award ceremony. It's going to be a lot of fun. The awards are part of your ticket. You don't have to buy them extra or anything. We are looking at every person that registers and figuring out which awards they're going to get and stuff like that. And then we're putting out announcements and making sure that they know what they're getting when they get there so that they don't get surprised. And oh my goodness, it's just going to be so much fun. And then we're doing the Vesselage ceremony where we're announcing the new cast. But we're putting together this 30-minute presentation where each one of the temples comes out and kind of does this temple display where all of the energy of Apollo is right there. All of the Apollos are on stage, and the energy is right there for like 30 seconds to a minute. And then we're going to do the Pythia, and then Balbo, and then the royal family, and then we're going to get into the gods. And Athena, Artemis, all of these temples are going to come out like, like a parade, and put that energy out there for everybody to enjoy. And then we're going to announce the new vessels and transfer the energy. Then we're going to have ritual after that, ritual and drunken divination and the witch's ball and all of that. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a blast, but it's also going to be deeply moving and very spiritual. And you're going to get to see some of the things that we do with the Spring Mysteries vessels that makes it so powerful and brings the gods so intensely to in personification, full embodiment. We start working on it in October, November.
That's amazing. The personification of deities in people that are embodying them. And I've seen it firsthand at the Mother Church. And I was talking to Athena, and it's the real deal. It feels right. All the components are so very magical. And man, Sickle Fest. Speaking of Sickle Fest, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. In the heart of autumn, when the veil between the worlds is thin, we gather to honor the Queen of Witches. Join us at Hecate's Sickle Festival, where magic and mystery intertwine. Experience the sacred vesselage, ceremony, a rite of passage for those chosen to embody the divine. Witness the transformation as vessels are prepared to channel the power of the gods. Feel the energy, the devotion, the honor. Hecate's Sickle Festival, where the past meets the present and the future is forged in the fires of magic. Join us this autumn. Embrace the magic. Become a vessel. Visit www.sickleatcwicca.org for more information and to secure your place in this sacred gathering. Yeah, man, Sickle Fest. If you are in, Washington, surrounding states, and if travel's not an issue, man, y'all catch it, man. Check it out. The ATC vibe is a witchy vibe, and it's what's happening, man. It's what's happening. So tell me about, the vesselage is the announcement of the people or the witches that are going to be embodying Greek gods and goddesses. Is that correct?
Yes. So the vessel, interestingly enough, vessel was not used anywhere until I started using it specifically for the Spring Mysteries cast, so that you could tell them apart from what other people were doing, because what we do is very specific. It is full embodiment. They are prepared, and layer upon layer upon layer, to just disappear and let the gods embody throughout the weekend. And we hold the space, and the gods are there, and they transform people's lives. It's an initiatory experience. So in November, we let them know who it is. And then it's this, oh my God, if I was a young witch and I could do this, this would just be my bucket list, right? Like, they find out in November, we costume them in November and December. They get the script in December, and they start learning it. And they get sacred items that are owned by the gods that they get to use. They get to wear specific museum items that are owned by the gods, that have all of the gods' energy in it. And they learn their lines, and then they do this amazing 4-day mystery play that is an initiation into the Eleusinian mysteries. And it is the lesser mysteries and the greater mysteries. It's close to the original that we can possibly do. And like in 40 years of scholarship, this is our 39th one. In 39 years of scholarship, we have gotten so close that modern day scholars that Demeter have said, talk to this person. They know what, and we get information from them have been like, no, this is chef's kiss. I can't think of anything that you can add. Although the Great Mother reveals new stuff to us every year as we're growing and bringing this back into the modern day. The Eleusinian mysteries were believed to be the hinge pin of civilization. The ancient Greeks said that if the mysteries didn't exist, civilization would cease to be. And about 1,300 years ago, we lost the mysteries. And they've been done underground in different places throughout time. You can see them in like places like Versailles and the Vanderbilt Mansion and different places around the world where they did them for a short period of time. And then the goddess gave us them to be restored. And we've been doing them for 39 years. And we're the people that do them. Like, this isn't the, some people like, we do this festival and this is the theme this year and this is the theme next year. We've been doing the Eleusinian Mysteries for 39 years straight. It's a huge production. It's such an honor to get to serve at this level. And so then they get to come and rehearse the mystery play and they get this deep work with the deities week after week after week. They come and we spend 4 to 5 hours on it every week and take them into trance and allow them to do the work. And it's a real fantastic spiritual journey to get to be a vessel, because you get to know the God on a much deeper level than you can by doing just a day with them. Like spending a year with them, it's powerful. And then they get to be the gods embodied at Spring Mysteries and wear the garb and do the costume and let the gods just be you. You be the gods and they get to be you for the weekend. And then you also get to do all of these other little things like what you got to see, Harold, where I forgot that you went to that, where Hephaestus and Athena come and they do a special little thing where they just share their mysteries throughout the year. And it's a lot of fun. It's powerful spiritual opportunity. And man, it's a real honor to get to do it.
Not only is it fun and powerful and just feels like goodness, all like when you do it, when you when you participate in some of these functions, in my case with Athena, you actually get to sit down and like have a conversation, privately, and it's pretty, I don't know if surreal is the right word to but it's interesting. It's interesting. And it was just, I didn't know how to behave. But what I did know is I kind of was like, okay, so I didn't know what else to do. I asked Athena if it was okay if I played drums. And so I asked and they just played drum. It was very fun. And I was not expecting Athena to just like walk in circle and be like, hello. It was out of the blue. It was very, it was nice. It was beautiful. And I can only imagine that type of atmosphere magnified, 10 times at one of the festivals. So as far as Hecate Sickle Festival, are you the founder of that particular festival? Is that something that Pete Pathfinder Davis established?
Yeah, Pete established Hecate Sickle Festival, and it was originally Celtic. Like they did some Celtic mysteries every year, and it did originally had an award ceremony at it. But I'm not Celtic, and I don't I'm just a real big believer in you should not teach what you don't know. And so we kind of allowed Hecate to take us on some different journeys. And this is the journey she's taken us on this year of the working with her in her rituals, but also the restoration of the award ceremony and leadership training. The mother church needs to do leadership training. We all talk about in the pagan community that we need good, solid leadership training, and not this tradition's leadership training, but quality leadership training just for pagan ministry across the board. And the great thing about the Mother Church is that we're not a tradition. We are a collection of traditions who all work together to protect pagan civil rights. So we can work from that level, from okay, not from this is how you deal with something in your tradition, or this is how you should see this in a religious way, as much as you have this person with a mental illness. You're not a psychiatrist. What do you do? How do you handle this situation? You've got a security issue. How do this handle? You've got students that are going through these specific things and you're looking for guidance. How do you handle that? Who do you go to? Who's there for you? So we've also started doing leadership training at Hecate Sickle Festival, and have brought in some really great leaders, like a top business coach, because people want to be professional witches and they want to be able to be full-time in their ministry, but there is a money aspect to it. And as much as I would like to tell you that we have the luxury of people donating to our ministries, no, the Mother Church is in the same boat as everybody else. You have to make money to sustain your ministry. And so we have a business coach that talks about how to do that, but not like IBM corporate America. It's a metaphysically minded business coach. And we have several other professionals. We call them spiritual professionals that are going to share their business and leadership skills. And then we have some really deep dives into magic. We're going to make spell bottles. I'm going to teach spell bottles. I love that. I'm so excited. And some other deep dives into spell work with Hecate magic. It's going to be a lot of fun working with her. And you just said something really powerful about you did not expect Athena to actually be there. How many rituals have you been in where the gods have been invoked? And then now this one was different though, right? Because that priestess has been working on that singular invocation for a year. So channeling. Same thing with Hecate.
Right, channeling.
Yes, Hecate will be there, and you'll get to stop and have a private conversation with Hecate in her shrine and get information from her, and maybe a blessing and or healing or something like that from her that night, which I think is one of the most powerful things about Hecate Sickle Festival and Spring Mysteries are the embodied gods in their shrine and getting to talk to them. Did you cry, Harold?
When?
When you talked to Athena, did you get tears when you talked to Athena?
No, but I was. No, I didn't cry. I think I was I was enchanted. I was happy. I was enchanted. I was, yeah. It was surreal. She had like a personal gatekeeper. It's like, yes, you can now talk to Athena. She is busy with somebody. It's very personal. It's very personal. So when you're around somebody that has been channeling a particular goddess or god, for like the year you're talking about, they've been channeling that for a long time. So I think it's probably, in discernment, I think it's probably the closest that you can get to a conversation mundanely or physically, with one of those particular gods or goddesses. it's a very unique setting. The foundation of the Sickle Fest and the foundation of Spring Mysteries, in conjunction with the mysteries that has been restructured, is definitely noteworthy. Definitely. And there's all kinds of other avenues that's really happening with that ATC Mother Church that are coming up that is really exciting. And one of those things is what I want to talk about, if we can briefly. We don't have much time left for the block, but I've always, and a lot of people who walk the pagan path, I've come to the conclusion they all say the same thing. One day I'm going to have a pagan temple, right? And it's the norm, but me too. So that's my ultimate goal. I got 30 years of life left. I have ambitions to, if I ever am able, financially, I'm going to create this huge pagan temple. And what I learned at the ATC Mother Church is something that's been going on a lot longer than, what I just found out. But the idea of creating a pagan city. And I mean, I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but in some circles, like especially when I was at the Mother Church, it's in discussion, and it's in discussion. I almost want to say daily. Somebody brings it up at least once a day, and it's kind of a big deal, and I think I really want to see that succeed. What kind of inspirational magic can we ponder to push that along? And
keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm picking for info. I mean, what can we do?
Well, I watched The Secret. Have you seen the movie The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, or read the book? So I watched the movie The Secret, and it said the thing that you think about every day is the thing that you're going to end up doing. And so I bring up the Holy City every day. We are doing it. It's not a one day. We are doing it right now. We are putting pieces into place, and the goddess has given us the next piece as we move into the current piece. We have lawyers, architects, investors. We need people that have money to add to the pool, but we already have $500,000 to put towards the endeavor, and we have figured out how to do it. That is going to also address the housing shortage and give pagans an opportunity to be homeowners in a way that has previously been outside their reach. And the houses that we're going to build, I'm so excited about it, I can hardly speak, are ecologically friendly. They're safe for the earth changes. They're fireproof. They're really great houses, and they're not tiny houses either. They're normal size, and we're going to be able to build neighborhoods for pagans. And once we do the first one, because that's the tricky one, we'll just be able to do it again. But I have a lawyer helping me, and I have an architect helping me, and I have a whole bunch of pagans helping me. I have a herald helping me. And, sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming because there's all of these things that go into building a city. But the goddesses really just broke it down into bite-sized pieces of this is what we have to do next. And so we're doing them. We're talking to politicians, and we're talking to real estate agents, and we're figuring out how to put this project together. And we're not in the one day we're going to do it. We're in the and these people aren't necessarily pagan, and they want to help me for free, because these people have we call ours the New Eleusis Project. And what we are finding is there's all these other people that are not inside the pagan community that also have a new Lucis project going on. And they've started reaching out to me now. So it's really starting to gain some momentum. And everybody pretty much agrees on the basic locality of it. And we're just at this point putting together blueprints and getting ready to apply for zoning and getting funding in place and drawing up homeowners association paperworks and all of that kind of stuff to really make it happen. We're doing it. It's like, oh my God, Harold, we're doing it. How long have you been hearing me talk about it? The whole time you've known me, I've been talking about it, because I've been talking about it since I was like 12, 18. But it was like different way back then. And the more it coalesces, the more it comes into physical, the more detailed it gets. Oh, it's just so exciting. We're going to be able to have houses for people. Like, there's such a shortage of housing. People don't have places to live. I mean, you've been here. How many people we got living in the backyard at the Mother Church? People do not have places to live. And the housing in the backyard of the Mother Church is not ideal either. I mean, it's adequate, but it's not. You can't raise a family in a small little house out there. You have to have a better foundation to live a successful life, and being able to help people do that, and in a sacred way and in harmony with the earth. Oh, it's better than I could have possibly dreamed. And this is the service, bringing the God's vision to planet. And everybody's got the same one, because they are talking to everybody. Harold, that's why you hear everybody talking about it, because everybody that's listening to the gods are hearing them say, they want to transform the planet into the paradise that it's meant to be. And everybody that's listening can hear it.
As always, Bella, thank you so much for coming on the Lone Wolf Show. I'm the Lone Wolf. You are watching Witchcraft TV, www.witchcrafttv.online. So keep it right here and don't touch that dial.
Tune in to the Lone Wolf Show. Join us as we embark an enchanting journey with the most renowned pagans of our time. From visionary authors who weave magic with words to musicians whose melodies echo the ancient rhythms of the earth, and witchcraft teachers who unlock the mysteries of the old way. With contemporary and historical witchcraft, man. Meet the authors who pen the spells and captivate our souls, man. Listen to the musicians who strum the strings of Gaia herself, the straight spirit and raw. Learn from the teachers who illuminate the path of hidden knowledge. Don't miss the exclusive series and interviews where mysticism meets the microphone, only on the Lone Wolf Show, man, where magic happens, man, and Witchcraft TV comes every weekday, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Witchcraft TV.